Hi, man, Coach James. So, how do you really try and improve your technique at the gym within every single exercise? Whether you're using a machine, a dumbbell, a cable, a barbell, doesn't really matter. So, if you want to improve your technique and build muscle, I want you to think about the 4 T's as you do every single exercise. Now, there's a small S in there, I'll come to that, but 4 T's just sounds better. But let's start. Make sure you're set up on the machine correctly first of all. If you're using a machine, you need to make sure that you adjust the back pads or any of the adjustments that need to be made to suit your body. Some people are taller, some people are shorter, you'll need to adjust the machine. Most machines have little colour coded dots on them to show you where to move the machine so that you're in the correct position. So first of all, pay attention to your setup so that you're set up correctly on the machine, and that's going to help you target the correct muscles and keep you lifting safely for that machine. But first of all, do you understand what the target muscle is for the exercise or the machine that you're using? Do you understand what that machine is designed to target as you do the exercise? Now here's why I'm saying that, knowing what the target muscle is, because some people don't know. And if you don't know what the target muscle is, you can't really make a mind-muscle connection. I know Arnold Schwarzenegger talked about this years ago and people thought he was talking rubbish. And now they've done studies on it. They've had people in the sports science labs and got the pads on them, and they're just moving the weight from A to B, and it's showing you on the screen what's happening within the muscle, and it's a very low wave. And then they get them to focus and squeezing, making a mind-muscle connection, and the wave starts to do this because they're now activating more muscle because they're more in tune of what muscle is actually being targeted, and they're focusing and squeezing that muscle as they do the exercise. So when it comes to building muscle, you must know what the target muscle is so you can focus on that as you do the exercise. So it's very important. So the first T is, do you know the target muscle? And make sure you know that, and as you're doing the exercise, focus on that muscle. Technique, do you understand the technique for that exercise? Something as simple as a leg extension. Are you moving through the full range of motion as you do the leg extension? Are you moving through the full range of motion as you do a leg curl? Sometimes there's these simple exercises where the technique's not right, therefore they're lacking tension within the muscle that they're supposed to be targeting. So that all of these impact each other. Okay, so make sure you know what the technique is for that exercise. The tempo within your training programs on the Burn and Build, you're going to see a tempo 2-1-1-1. Which roughly, when you do the 30 seconds, roughly works out at 6 reps. Normally it's between 6 and 8 reps, okay? Because we don't want to be counting 2, 1. Yes, you want it always on the lowering phase, trying to be slower and a little bit faster on the lifting phase. The number 2 is always to do with the eccentric part of the lift, meaning when your muscle is getting longer and stretching. Now again, there's loads of science behind controlling the eccentric part of a lift for building muscle. So when you do it, if I was doing a chest press, for example, from the top, I'm lowering and my chest is getting longer. The muscle fibres are coming apart. They're actually pulling together, but anyway, as I come down, this is stretching because this part is moving away from here. So I'm trying to lower the weight under control using the muscle. That is the 2 is always when your muscle's getting longer, called the eccentric, and it's usually the lowering part of the lift, okay? Works out roughly 6 reps, 30 seconds. So focus on the tempos. Don't just move the weight from A to B, and be conscious of the target muscle as you do the exercise. Focus on your technique, controlling the weight through the tempos. And then the last T is, do I feel tension in that target muscle? Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you don't. There's certain exercises which you don't, but if it's an isolation exercise, for example a bicep curl, you must feel it in that muscle. If you're doing a leg extension, you must feel it in your quads. If you're doing a hamstring curl, isolation exercises, you must feel it in that muscle. If you're doing cables, cables are great for feeling it in the target muscle. But I want you to focus on the 4 T's. Make sure you're set up correctly, then focus on the 4 T's, guys, and you're going to build muscle at the gym, no problem. So give that a go, and I hope that helps in building the muscle over the next 60 days.